everybody, Chad here. In this video, I'm not too sure what the title is going to be, but all the confusion with all these manifesting techniques, all these law of attraction techniques, and what works better when you look at what's the 333 technique, what's the 555 technique, what's the 369 method, what's the 777 law of attraction technique. I mean, what are they? Do they work? Which one is better? And a lot of times when we have all this stuff going on, we have all these different techniques within social media, within the internet, it creates confusion. So how do they work? What's better and what's really going on when we keep it simple? So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's a mouthful, but I haven't really gave it a title yet because it is a flipping mouthful what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to keep it simplified, but it is a mouthful. And by the way, the lighting is a little bit better. I mean, I appreciate everybody. I've been having a lighting issue because I am in Ohio. It's winter, even though it's springtime. We did spring forward, but it's been super gloomy out the last few weeks, and struggling with the lighting issue. On the forefront, I am going back to Thailand probably in a few months, maybe 3-4 months. So I am going to buy some equipment to go there because I'm going to have a condo there. I'm not too sure what the lighting situation is going to be in the condo. So I'm kind of holding out because I know I'm going to have to buy equipment when I go to Thailand. So, I mean, I appreciate everybody hanging in there. Been having some lighting issues, but I do appreciate that. And I have some little flowers on the table. But anyway, what about all these law of attraction manifesting techniques, if I can talk? Okay, now first and foremost, what happens is it creates confusion. Okay, and I think the biggest thing, like with any industry, if you're in a health industry, law of attraction industry, we give names to all these different things. A new name pops up, a new popularity, something else goes viral, and it's some type of law of attraction technique, law of vibration technique, law of assumption technique. We give it different names. Sometimes it means the same thing, but we give it all these terms, all these different names. And all these names causes pretty much confusion. People get confused a little bit. They want to know what works better. Then on top of it, people like to debate. You know what I mean? And what I mean by debating is, you're happy, besides just doing the manifesting technique, besides just applying it to your life, they want to debate. Well, the 555 method is better. No, the 369 technique is better. No, the 777 technique is better. No, the 555 technique is better. So they're all debating back and forth which one works, which one is better. No, this one don't work. No, that one don't work. No, this one works. You know what I mean? It creates confusion. So let's keep it simple. Okay, you hung with me this far. Let's keep it simple, okay? All these techniques I brought up, all of them are writing techniques. All of them are writing exercises. Okay? What's happening is with all these techniques, okay, with law of attraction, with law of assumption, you pick an intention. Okay? You pick something you want to manifest in your life. That's what I mean by an intention. You pick a goal, something you want. And you basically create almost like an affirmation around what you want. Okay, you create like an affirmation, almost you can say it to yourself, you can say it out loud, but you create an affirmation about what you want so you can write it down. Okay, this is what all these techniques mean. They're all writing techniques. You write what you want down. Okay, now to keep it basic here, all these techniques work. All of them. Why? Because there's power, remember this, there's power in writing down your goals. There's power in writing down what you want. Oh, that makes sense? There's power in this. There's power in our thoughts, there's power in our spoken word, and there's power in writing down what we want. So all of them work because you're writing down what you want. They all have different little scenarios, how many times you write them down. Makes sense? I'll give you an example. The 333 technique is really called the 33 times 3, meaning that you write your goal down, you write down your affirmation you created 33 times a day for 3 days in a row. Makes sense? The 369 technique is the same thing, but you write down what you want 3 times in the morning, 6 times during the day, and 9 times at night before you go to bed. The same thing, but you're just scattering it. It just depends upon how many times you write it down. The 555 technique is 55 times 5, is you write down your goal, what you want, your intention, your affirmation. You write it 55 times for 5 days in a row. So you grab a notebook, you write it down 55 times, and you do that for 5 days in a row. So all these techniques are writing techniques. They all work. Okay, one is not better than the other. They all work because there's power. There's power in grabbing a pen and a piece of paper and writing down what you want. There's power in it. And the whole concept is when you write down what you want, okay, it comes true. But lots of times what happens is when you write something over and over and over and over and over again, it's really getting to the core of our beliefs. Okay, we really tend to believe it. Okay, that's why we do affirmations all the time. That's why we do these exercises, because basically when you're not getting what you want, or you feel like you're not getting what you want, you feel like it's taken forever, it really comes down to us. It really comes down to our belief. Okay, and sometimes for some people this is kind of hard to swallow a little bit, is that you truly don't believe you deserve what you want. Yes, you created this intention. Yes, you created this goal. But you deep down to your core, you're second guessing it. Deep down to your core, you think you can't have it. Okay, that's what these exercises help with. Is the more you do your morning routine, the more you do your night routine, the more you do these writing exercises, what it's really doing is sooner or later, a light bulb's going to pop on. It's going to make a switch inside you, and you're totally going to believe you deserve what you want. And once you totally believe it, that's when things start manifesting. That's what you want starts manifesting quicker to you, is when you just totally believe you deserve what you want. Okay, abundance is inside you. Remember that. Okay, abundance is within. Abundance is your birthright. Okay, now conceptually, we can understand this. We can talk about it, but do you truly believe it? Do you truly, to your core, believe you deserve abundance in your life? That's the main issue with the law of attraction. That's the main issue with the law of assumption. That's the main issue why people don't get what they want, but they truly don't believe it. They believe it on the conceptual point. Oh, I can say, I can do an affirmation, I can write it down. But you need to do it enough until you just totally believe it. Make sense, my friends? So all these writing exercises is, in my opinion, okay, of course it's only my opinion, all these writing exercises, all of them, okay, has a perk. All of them deliver the same thing. All of them work because there's power in writing. Okay. Now remember this. Okay. And some people will say, no, I like the 333 method better than the 555. I think the 333 works better than the 369 method, so forth and so forth. Okay. What happens is, that's great. I'm not going to debate with you, because if you feel the 333 method is better than the 369 method, I have notes down here. I wrote down all these methods just in case I have a brain fart. Just in case you want to know what I'm looking at. But sometimes that happens, I have a brain fart right in the middle of the video, what I'm talking about. But what happens is, I'm not going to debate with them, because it's true. If you feel the 333 method is working for you, you feel that it's better than a 555 method, well, that's great news, because that means the 333 method is working for you. Okay. And vice versa, maybe someone else loves the 369 method and they're arguing with you and debating with you. No, the 369 method is better than the 555. I'm not going to debate with you, because if the 369 method is working for you, hey, that's great news. It's working. Okay, but what we have to understand, and this is proven, I did a video on this, and I couldn't think of an example of the law of attraction being proven by scientific evidence, and it really has. I used to be in the health industry. I was in the health industry for a long time, maybe 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, something like that. And there's a thing called the placebo effect. Okay, you might know where I'm going with this. The placebo effect is scientifically proven. Okay, they've done studies on this. I mean, hundreds, probably thousands of studies have been done with the placebo effect, where in the medical industry, in the health industry, with certain diseases and certain, I don't want to say cancers, but certain diseases, certain things that's wrong with people, they've made control groups and study groups, and they've separated it in a control, and they've given a group of people a sugar pill. known as a placebo effect, okay? And what they found was they give people the real medication to kind of cure, not really cure, I don't want to say that word, to get to basically heal their disease or ailment, what they have. And they've given people basically a sugar tablet, okay? But they didn't tell them they gave them a sugar tablet or a sugar pill. They told them they gave them the real thing. And what they found was in that group that they give the sugar pill, is because they really believed, because the people in this control group, they really believed, okay, they really believed they were getting the real thing. They got the same results as the people, as the other group that they actually gave the real medication to, the real pill to. Okay, it's, you know, it's real, and that worked out. And they've done a lot of studies like this, and this is even in a scientific community. It's not known as the law of attraction, but it's known as the placebo effect. Okay, the placebo effect is if you really think something is true, it's true. If you really think something's going to heal you, it heals you. If you really think, if you take something and you really think that it's going to make you feel better, you tend to feel better, even though they're taking a sugar tablet, even though what you're taking does really nothing for you. Okay, now they don't call this the law of attraction in the medical industry or the health industry, but what they call it is the placebo effect. So if you really believe, as you believe, you receive. Makes sense? To reap what you sow. Okay, so it's the same thing here when people debate. Okay, that's the connection I'm making here. The same thing here, if you feel that 333 is working for you, or you get people debating where, no, I love 333 over 555. Well, it's really the placebo effect. As you believe, you receive. If you believe it's working for you, it's going to work for you. You know what I mean? So if you truly believe the 333 is going to work for you over 555 method, well, the 333 is going to work for you because you really believe it's going to work. As you believe, you receive. Make sense? So that's why I don't really get in too much of debates with people about these methods, because one, they all work, and two, they all work because they're writing, and there's power in writing. And plus, I don't debate is because if they want to debate the examples I'm giving you, if it works for them, great, but they're getting results from it because they believe it works. It's like the placebo effect again. If you believe something really works, it's going to work for you. So why spend time debating about it? I mean, it's, you know, that's kind of how my brain works, and you know, that's why I don't really debate with anybody about all these techniques, is because once something works for you, hey, that's good. Okay, if you really believe it's going to work, that's good. That's great for you. Okay, but you can't knock other methods, or you can't get so trapped into, maybe in the beginning, I'm going to wrap this up and end this, but you can't get so much trapped into confusion, where sometimes when we get confused, sometimes we start overthinking, overanalyzing, we take no action. Okay, we don't start implementing it. We don't start doing these exercises, so forth and so forth. I mean, you kind of have to do these exercises where you kind of can, you know, fit it into your lifestyle, what works for you. All these techniques have different ways to do it, and but they're basic. It's a writing technique. Power in writing, baby. Okay, get in the habit of writing your goals. Get in the habit of writing down what you want. Okay, you kind of have all three things going on. You have power of your thoughts, power of the spoken word, and power of your writing. Okay, my friends, hopefully that helped. I kind of rambled a little bit longer than I thought. I thought I was going to do this video a little bit shorter, but a little bit shorter than usual. Sometimes I go at least 30 minutes. But anyway, hopefully that helped. Comment below and let me know if you have experience with using these techniques. Let me know your opinion, of course, which one works better for you if you've used them, or any type of writing technique you use. Maybe it doesn't have a name to it, but just in your own experience, that what you've done in the past or what you're currently doing. You know, let me know. Comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.